What's up, guys? It's Madison here from Rocky Creek Homestead. Today we're gonna go take care of the animals. My dad's gonna explain why we homestead, and we're also gonna take the Turners out of the incubator.
We're gonna take the Turners out of the incubator? Well, that is true. But what do we gotta get out of the Turners?
The eggs.
The eggs, there you go.
Eggs.
Oh, and if y'all can't tell from her face, we obviously ate spaghetti for dinner today. I think got a little leftover sauce there. Mater might try to lick that off. So guys, if you couldn't understand from what she said, we're gonna go ahead and do our afternoon chores real quick, just get everybody fed. But we've gotten quite a bit of new subscribers to the channel, probably about midway through on this journey. So I'm gonna go ahead and take just a quick time to explain to you exactly why it is that we're doing this again, for those who may not know. And then also, we're a couple days shy from eggs hatching. We're within the 3-day mark, so we need to get those eggs out of the Turner and prep for it.
My favorite swing has a spider web on it with a spider on the web.
Well, that's okay. He just wanted to swing a little bit.
I don't want it!
My man Mater here, he's been loving his new little house. I'm not sure how many people he's been having over. I've been hearing a lot of ruckus out here at night.
He's been over.
What's up, Mater? You good?
Oh, look at those ugly teeth.
You putting your tongue out? You ready to eat some dinner? You getting hungry? So yeah, Mater's loving his new house. His house is done awesome. You can't beat it for free on Craigslist. You can see it right there. He's been spending a lot of time in that thing, way more than he did his old house. Hey, get out the hay, dude. Come on, let's go get some dinner. Let's go check on the meat birds real quick. So yeah, these meat birds here, they're down to their final few days with us. So we're getting everything ready for that. Get these guys processed up pretty soon. So working full-time, the afternoon chores are designed to be my faster of the two chores. Cooney pigs, I gotta feed them twice a day, but they're really the only ones who really get food in the afternoon. Everybody else, we really just check on them to make sure they're healthy and really to top off their water, because you never know, sometimes they knock over waters or whatever it might be, and so water's key. So afternoon chores are definitely, try to plan it out to where those are your quicker times. For me, it just works out better that way. So just a little reminder too, if you haven't already done so, we have that new website, and on the website, kind of something I've been doing with it. One, it tells you a bit about us, so if you're new with us, that's another good way to see what we're doing and who we are and why we're doing this. But another big thing is that I do a blog and I link the YouTube videos to that a whole lot, but in that video or in that blog, I kind of give a little better description as to what we're doing and what's going on. So if you want just a little bit of extra info, that's a good thing.
Oh my gosh, Daddy.
What's the problem?
Look, chicken inside of a pig pen.
So yeah, we have been having a few issues with some of the chickens getting into the pig pen. Good thing is though, is that I guess maybe the coonies being so docile, they don't pay any attention to them. This is probably the 3rd or 4th day in the past week that I've seen one of them in here, and pigs don't much pay them any attention at all. Hey, y'all ready to eat? You done knocked both your water dishes off. What am I supposed to do with that? Huh? Henry. God. Oh, Miss Olivia. Y'all just want to eat so bad. Hey, there you go, dum-dum. Q-Tip, everybody been asking about you. Where you been? Huh?
It's a hole, Daddy. It's a hole.
I think Q-Tip's on contract renegotiation. All this fame and popularity is going to her head.
Is there any eggs on the ground? Hi, chicken. Oh, yep, there's an egg on the ground.
Oh, there. Oh, run away, chicken.
Chicken got loose.
So I don't know why. This is definitely Snowball's egg, but I've been having a problem with her Ever since the one hen went broody. So this is definitely a snowball egg. Like I said in previous videos, I really only have a few that lay white eggs, but ever since the one went broody, and it's like she's just boycotting that she can't get in that nesting box. So we had the problem with her laying them underneath the coop. Well, we blocked that off. Well, now I've been having, this is the third one this week that she has laid inside the actual coop. So I'm not sure what's going on with her. I might end up having on someday here real soon when I know the weather's gonna be nice all day. Is I may have to shut the coop up. I don't like doing that in case a predator showed up, but I may end up having to shut the coop up a couple times during the day just till they get past laying, which is usually by lunchtime, and then I might start opening it back up. Let's check on Miss Broody. There's Miss Broody. She's down to her last few days, so we're fingers crossed we'll come out here one day and she'll have some little babies under there. All right, so Mater's been fed. Meat birds got new water. Egg layers have been fed. Their water's fine. I just need to get some water for the piglets. And we'll be done with afternoon chores and we can get into what we need to talk about. I really need to get some kind of a water catch system down there at the pigs and the chickens' water, because right now I'm having to fill this 5-gallon bucket and carry it down. I don't know about y'all, I ain't as young as I used to be, and carrying 5-gallon buckets of water across 3 acres really ain't all that fun.
Daddy, remember you told them you were gonna tell them why you even homestead? Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Well, I'm getting ready to, buddy. Okay? Appreciate it. You're keeping me on track. You like your mama? Keeping me on track?
My mom's just worried about the corona. That's all she's worried about.
Yeah, she is worried about the coronavirus. So anyways, guys, that's a wrap-up of the afternoon chores. It doesn't take long at all to do afternoon chores compared to the morning chores from the start to finish. Only the pigs get fed. Everybody else, we're just checking on them, giving them water, make sure everybody's good. You know, probably 20 minutes. So afternoon chores is definitely where it's at. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna head down to the garden. Let me give you a quick garden update, and I'll also talk about what we need to talk about while we're down here. Yeah, you can push the button. Did you already push the button? Hey y'all, so real quick, fast garden update. Everything's looking pretty good. Watermelon plants are really starting to take off. They go up to here, and then those kind of honeydew cantaloupe crosses, they've really started taking off. We've even got a few blooms on these, so maybe we might start forming some actual fruit here. These right here are like those new sort of like miniature cantaloupe kind of things that we're trying out. So we got those stuck in the ground. We started those from seeds already. Of course, little miss here wants to show you our cucumbers, our Market More cucumbers. I mean, those things are just...
Yeah, they're like growing so fast.
They're just on fire. I mean, I got everywhere you look. There's
look at this one.
There's cucumbers everywhere. I mean, it's... I don't...
Like, look how big this one
honestly
is.
Don't know what we're gonna do.
Look how big this one is.
We have so many. Don't pull it so hard. I mean, there's more behind it. There's more.
Yeah.
I got cucumbers galore. If I can just get the pickle ones to grow like that, we'll be in good shape. So we got the dragon tongue beans plugged in. They're just little babies, not doing a whole lot right now. Here's the contender green beans. I just noticed today, starting to get some beans are starting to grow.
Oh, Daddy, you're sweaty.
Yes, I am. Very sweaty. Lettuce is all the same. Kale, same.
Look how big this is, Daddy.
Onions are starting to... I've been seeing these things growing a little bit. Pull little weeds out, but they're starting to grow a little more. Cabbage is pretty much the same. Got one or two that are looking pretty good. Rest are struggling. Brussels sprouts are doing okay. We haven't talked much about the glass gem corn. It's about up to her chest. It's still got a long way to go. These right here is our Chicago pickling cucumbers. You can see we're starting to get some growing on it. And you come over here to the bigger plants. We got quite a few. You know, we got some like there. I saw one big one.
Yeah, I
Right there's a big one. We'll have to get. We got two big ones right there. This had me pretty stoked the other day, guys. I came out here and check it out. We got maters growing. Mater will be excited about the maters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's one behind it also.
I haven't seen any formed on the golden tomatoes yet. Still mostly just blooms, but we're starting to get several pop up on these guys. So that's pretty awesome. The ones that we added later, that we planted deep to give it a try, they seem like they're doing really good, so we're good there. These are the squashes and the zucchinis.
Yeah, I think we planted them. They were the new ones, I think.
Yeah, they're the new ones. So they're just getting started up in the ground. Our pepper plants have really kind of shot up here lately. Something's got the leaves a little bit here, but for the most part, they seem to be doing pretty well. This heat's getting to them a little bit. I think we need to get some water to them, but overall, peppers are starting to grow. Check these guys out too. I hadn't talked much about the flowers that we put in, but the array of colors look pretty sweet. And we got a bunch more of those growing right here as well. So yeah, overall garden's doing pretty good. My only fear is that, you know, things gone good before and one big storm we lose it all. So we're just gonna keep fingers crossed that maybe things are gonna progress just fine. So let's get into the topic of the day though. All right guys, so we're gonna talk, so since there's been a few, well actually it's been a decent number of new subscribers to the channel here over the last month or so, I wanna go ahead and, because my initial video as to why we're doing this, let's be honest, it wasn't the best of videos because I've never done anything with this. The equipment I had wasn't any good, but really it was genuine in where we're coming from on that. So just to kind of get everybody caught up to speed, why are we even homesteading, and a little bit about me and my family. So I grew up in actually a pretty large city, and then I moved to kind of a smaller city when I was in high school, but it was still a decent sized city, not a rural lifestyle whatsoever. I got diagnosed with psoriasis. For those that don't know, it's just kind of like it's like a skin condition, can also cause some other issues for people. But for the most part, it's like eczema on steroids, if I were to guess, or try to guess at an explanation that would be easy to understand if you didn't know what the disease was. It started out first just on my scalp, no big deal. You know, I used some over-the-counter stuff, and it really self-managed for quite a number of years. But then all of a sudden, for some reason, it just stopped working. And so things kind of progressed from there. And fast forward, without boring you with a super long story, I eventually at some point had to go on prescription ointments, steroid type creams, and things like that to try to manage it. And that was kind of a struggle because at some point it transitioned from just on my scalp to I had it on my elbows, my knees, my legs, my chest, my back, my armpits, my groin. I mean, I'm just being 100% honest with you here. I'm ended up with it on my groin. I had it in my ears, and it was just, it was driving me crazy. My wife, I used to have to, you know, I remember laying on the bed and she would rub the ointment on all the spots on my body. Well, it's like greasy. So if you put any shirts on, it would be like an oil stain on a shirt, so it would ruin your clothes. And I remember just laying there on my stomach for, you know, 45 minutes to an hour trying to let the stuff soak in, flip on my back, do the same thing for all the spots on my chest. Like I said, I was ruining clothes, you know, and I started searching desperately for answers. I work in law enforcement, and so I'd be wearing a ballistic vest, and the sweat would irritate it, and it would just kind of be itching and burning throughout the day, and you know, that's not fun for a 12-hour shift. And then of course you get people saying stuff about it because they don't know what it is. And I don't really take too much into what people say in terms of if it's negative feedback. You know, they're just trying to make fun or whatever, so I don't really get too caught up on that. But it just comes down to, you know, it'd be nice to not have it so visible. So I started researching hard on how I could deal with it naturally. And I ended up coming across a lot of articles about food, and I started finding that eating organic made a huge difference. Well, I ended up, you know, obviously realized that it's very expensive and hard to find. And so I started trying to raise stuff on my own in our neighborhood. And after being inspired by YouTube, I made it very clear. I started out with Cog Hill's channel was the first one. And, you know, we did some raised beds, and then we ended up getting some egg-laying hens when you were probably, what, about 2 years old, 3 years old?
I think it was like when I was 3.
Yeah, I think you were like 3.
Actually, I think I was 4. Because I could walk then.
Okay. So anyways, we got those, and, you know, it just kind of lit a fire under us, and I ended up seeing, you know, as a more healthy food I ate, especially that stuff of which I raised on my own, you know, I just saw a significant improvement in my psoriasis. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's not completely gone. I don't think it'll ever go away completely. I still have, you can't probably see it because it's always best in summertime, I still have it on my elbows. It really bothers me in my ears. I still have it in my ears. My ears and my scalp are probably my main two issues still, but I have 0 places on my chest, on my back. I very rarely get a spot on my legs. I don't have it at all in my armpits anymore.
I don't see it on your leg.
I don't have it at all in any of my groin area or anything like that. It has improved significantly. And it's to the point that I don't ever want to go back to how it was. And the only thing that I can think that I changed was my diet. And I'm not taking near the amount of prescription stuff anymore. The only thing I really use now is just a solution for my scalp because I've not found any good way to relieve my scalp the way it is without using the medication. So that ultimately, in a very short spell, is why we're doing this. Now, since I've started it, there's been countless other reasons why. It just kind of even hits home harder as to why I'm doing this. And you know, my daughter right here is one of the biggest examples. Seeing her learn, seeing her find enjoyment in it. I mean, she'd step in all day in that egg-laying chicken pen if you let her. She just loves hanging out with those things. And to see that is awesome, especially in today's world when kids are just glued to a video game. Now, she is a kid. She likes watching certain shows. She likes playing on her tablet every now and again. But a bulk of her day is spent doing stuff out here. And so
sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah, sometimes, not all the time, because you're a kid. You're going to do what you're going to do. But it's been awesome. And now, of course, we got the new man here on the homestead, and so we're hoping he'll get to enjoy it too. So I just wanted to take a minute and share with you, for those who may be newer, that might not have seen the video, that is why we're doing it. It started with a skin condition. Eating healthy and good quality foods is awesome. If you haven't done some research, I highly suggest you do so on what's in a lot of our foods that we raise, especially meat. It's very concerning, and so I'm very...
Like our meat chickens and our pigs.
That's right, but ours are raised healthy and good, right? Mm-hmm. Live a happy life, right?
Yeah, our meat chickens, when we processed them, I just ate it all. I didn't even know it was about meat chickens, but I just loved it. Almost ate all of it.
It was some good chicken, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes like meat, but it really didn't.
Yeah? Well, yeah, it tastes like meat. It is meat.
I know, because that's why they're called meat chickens.
That's right. So guys, I just want to share that with you, but now we got to take care of, number one, I think we need to pull some of these cucumbers. And then number two, we got to go inside. We need to take that egg turner out. We need to get those eggs laid on their side in the incubator, and we got to get that humidity cranked up.
Yeah.
So let's...
Yeah, Daddy, I think we got to get some lettuce too. Look how big it is.
Yeah, the lettuce is really big, but we're not going to get lettuce today. We're going to get these cucumbers though, and then we're going to head on into the house and we'll talk about the incubator. So let's get that done. Can you get to it? Right there, up top here.
I didn't cut it all the way through.
Sorry.
I can't cut it.
All right, stop. And probably, you got it part way. I can probably twist it the rest of the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa.
There we go. Took a little minute, but we got it. Here.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, there's another one back there.
Just cut the little stalk in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Hey, probably reach over top. There you go. You got your little bug bracelet on?
Yeah.
So they work pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
All right, now get these two side by side.
There's one right there, though.
We'll leave him for a little longer.
Okay.
Need these two really big ones here. They're a little easy to get to, huh?
Yeah, snip. Whoa, they didn't even fall.
Nah, they're just like two big legs.
Yeah, two big legs.
Two big cucumber legs. If you
or
lose
two
a leg,
big hands.
If you lose a leg, we'll just add it to you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the hospital if I lose a leg.
You have to go to the
Look
hospital?
at these two little baby ones.
All right, let's go on the other side and get that one.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that.
Hey, do you want to take some of the slicing cucumbers to the neighbors behind us?
Yeah, we can because they are like really nice.
Yeah, they brought us cookies and all that stuff.
Yeah, one time they brought us cookies.
All right.
Those cookies, I ate one outside.
Let's just get this one big guy right there. Are you kidding me?
Look, it's right here.
Hey, you gotta hold it while you cut it.
I know, because it's hanging over. Ah.
They're stiff, huh? You put some oil on it.
Oil?
Oh, no, you're about to cut two of them.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
cut that, you kill the whole plant.
Alright, about this one?
No, but I want this one.
Oh yeah, that one right there, but there's a flower at the bottom.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
What about that one?
Yeah, we'll probably get him when we get on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get this one.
Hold it. Yeah. Look at that little curly one.
Huh?
Look at that little curly one right there.
Yep, let's get this one.
Yeah.
And let's get this one.
Yeah.
Leave that.
What about this one?
Nah, we're gonna leave him for a little longer. Not that I want, or let's go ahead and get this one. He's really long. He's not really thick, but he's like super long.
What about that one?
Yeah, let's go ahead. It's starting to split on the end.
This one's really hard to do.
Just make sure you don't cut next to it. Good job. So guys, check that out. I literally just cut probably 8 cucumbers out of here 2 days ago.
Here, I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 of them.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and run a couple of these over to our neighbor real quick, and then we're gonna go in the house and get to finishing up some stuff with that incubator.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to head on to the house now. Let's do this incubator thing. We just got done. We ran up to we call our neighbor. They live behind us. It's an elderly couple that they actually used to own all this property, but it became too much for them to manage. So they sold it off, and that's how we ended up with it. So, but they've been really good to us. Awesome, sweet people. And one thing too, if you're going to live this kind of a lifestyle, if you don't want to upset your neighbors and you want them to be on board with what you're doing, give them a little bit of something every now and again. They really appreciate it, and it helps out a lot. So let's go in here and let's do what we need to with this incubator to get it ready to rock and roll. All right, so we're in the house. We're going to do this. We're in the final 3 days of incubation. Like I said, this is our first go with this, so hopefully we get this right. But everything I read says we got to get the eggs out of the turner, lay them down on the mesh bottom. Usually it's either plastic. This one's plastic, some are metal. And we got to get the humidity increased up to 65 to 70%, and then we just leave her be. Now, the thing I did get said recommended a turkey baster when adding water to it, but I actually picked up this huge kind of syringe type deal from the dollar store, and I found this has actually worked a whole lot better. And then I got this big gallon thing of distilled water that I've been using. I'll just stick it down in there. It's worked really well. So you can see right here, down to day 3, we've been holding it between 50 and 60 like it says. I've actually got it set on 99.5, but it fluctuates by ½ a degree. So we're gonna get this opened up and get them where they need to be. I don't know what the best way is to do this.
What's wrong? Get him to take the passy and start gagging.
Oh, nobody.
No passy. Okay. No passy. I'm sorry. Okay, buddy, I'm sorry.
I tried to just space them out as best as I could. Then we talked about adding water to this front channel, but then it also has a back channel. So this works out good because it kind of goes right in between the holes. I can see the channel really clear. So I'm really glad I picked this thing up. All right, so I try to space them out evenly throughout there as best I could. Hopefully you can see it just fine. I'm gonna monitor the humidity. We gotta get it up between 65 and 70. If I ended up putting too much water, then I just pull one of these plugs out until it drops down to where it needs to be. These are air plugs that you can pull out once the baby hatches to get them some air, but it also releases some of the humidity. And now from everything I read, it says that for the next 3 days, I don't disturb these things at all. They say they need to stay still so that the baby chick can kind of get in, the embryo can get into place where it needs to be for a proper hatching. So now we are just gonna wait with fingers crossed and hope that here in 3 days, we're gonna have some baby chicks coming out of here. So guys, we got that incubator set. One really cool thing about cream crested leg bars that the guy told me about, and we'll show you hopefully if we get some hatchings, is that they're one of the either few or only chickens that you can tell right when they're hatched which ones are boys and which ones are girls based off of their coloring. So we'll show you that, and hopefully we'll be able to show you what we're talking about. He showed me everything about it, so I think I got a good idea. So stay tuned for that. It's only here in a few days. Also coming up this weekend is we got our big processing day. That's going to be, we had our practice processing day that went pretty well. But hey, Saturday, we're in it for the long haul on a big day. We're doing about 30 Red Rangers, and we're doing it without a plucker. So, hey, we might be sun up to sundown at that point. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to give you a more detailed explanation on how we break one down. So hopefully that'll be some benefit to you. Like I said, this will be our first big batch. The ones we did a few weeks ago, that was our first go at it, but this is going to be my first really big batch that we're going to do. So hopefully you'll come along with us for that. But today's a little bit different video. I just thought it was a good time to catch everybody up to speed. I'm hoping here when we do the egg hatching video and we talk about that, I am going to plan to hopefully do our hat giveaway on that or explain the rules to do that. So hopefully that'll come here real soon. So guys, as always, appreciate you hanging out. We always appreciate the time that you spend with us. And guys, y'all have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you here real soon on our next video. Y'all be good.